everyone. Welcome back to the Dating Doc TV. My name is Nadia, and we have Tony back again, getting ready to talk about the juicy topics of the year. So, welcome back to Dating Doc TV, where we put a fun and positive spin on dating content. So, this is what we're getting into today. Today, we're getting to the topic of Gypsy Rose, her husband. She's out of prison. We're gonna toast to the new year. We got new fashion. So we got a lot of things to talk about today. We're ready to share those things with you. Quick reminder, just wanted to give you a heads up. We do have a speed dating event coming up. Okay, it's going to be a scavenger hunt at La Quintera. Okay, coming up Saturday, January 13th. Head over to our Eventbrite to get your tickets. The ticket is also up at the screen, so you can see that QR code to get your ticket, or head over to Eventbrite to check it out. Alrighty, well, let's get right into it, Tony, shall we? So, did you have a good New Year? Do anything fun, any celebration?
All the typical things, you know what I mean? I'm going to head, toast up. If you're local here in San Antonio, you can also go to SeaWorld and actually have a nice fireworks show. They let you sit in the parking lot. They do their own fireworks. It was crazy. Then my neighbors got crazy. It was part two. You know what I mean? So they was throwing some kind of stuff. It sounded like homemade. I don't know. It was crazy. So, for anybody that has been in the military, a little shell shock, I think it might have been a little bit bad. But other than that, it was going crazy, man. So I had a blast. Had a big blast.
Yeah, it was pretty simple too. I just had some drinks and then I enjoyed some fireworks over at Elsewhere downtown.
Nice.
So that was fun to see. I hadn't been to that place before. It was very chill vibe, but it was lots of pictures, lots of videos from Instagram. So I was like, I have to go and check that out.
Yeah, I didn't hear too many people that was going that way, so I didn't know who else I was gonna hit up. Everybody was just doing their home party stuff, man. Y'all need to get outside, okay? Like a co-host here, we was outside. Doing all these home parties. Y'all don't even know what's going on in the city no more. Come on, man.
But for real. Oh my gosh. So we're getting into the topic of Gypsy Rose. So just quick recap if you are not too sure of what she is or what happened to her, okay? So she was a victim of Munchausen by proxy, okay? So basically what that means is that it was a disorder basically in the caregiver. So in this case, it was her mom, and she was always just making up exaggerated scenarios of her health when in fact she was actually perfectly healthy the entire time. But
yeah, that's crazy.
Her mom forcingly would tell her that she was sick. She never let her talk to the doctors, and she was always like, "We have to shave your head. You have to have a feeding tube." And in reality, she didn't have to have any of that. So sad. So, but now she's out. So she just recently got from prison. And her former boyfriend still remains serving life, which is crazy. But she's out living her life. And she also got married while she was there. And she plans to basically start this whole new life and with her husband, and she wants to have kids and a family. And she just recently came out on the internet. She's like, "Oh my God, I finally bought my I Heart New York shirt." So that was super cute to see. And there's a doc on Hulu that if you've ever seen it, it was actually portrayed very well by Joey King, especially with her voice. So we'll just get a little bit more into detail about that. But it's crazy the fact that she was in there for basically almost 10 years. So her sentence was about 10 years, but she did close to 9, and she gets out of prison, and then she has a husband.
It was crazy. And so the thing about it was that I found out after doing some research on it, because it was really gruesome. The story was just crazy. It's crazy what people would do for attention. You know what I mean? Even when it comes down to parenting. And so in her turn of events, this rose out of concrete, would you kind of say, there was this guy, he's actually a teacher, and he happens to be friends. I'm not sure what his real name is, but I'm pretty sure you've seen this guy. He's a famous tiger keeper, and he's a tiger trainer. And the tiger trainer was friends with this teacher, and he dares him to actually message her and reach out to her. He says, "Look, man, I think you guys are a great fit, because you guys are from the same town, from the same state. And, just reach and see what happens." And he was like, "No, I'm a teacher, dude. What am I, there's no correlation outside of me just being from the same state. It's not much to go off of. What do I say?" And he pumps him up, I guess a good night of, maybe too much tequila or something like that. And he gets hyped up. He makes this message. And I don't, it's been a long time since I've been around somebody that's been in prison, but I tell you what, I don't know how these things work, but these guys got phones and some type of way they was able to connect. And it was just crazy. This beautiful, like I said, it was a concrete situation, but a rose grew out of it. And they're able to find a connection. And she was just like, I was really interested in his conversation. And I thought that was really unique that despite the fact that she was in prison and she's not able to be out amongst the population of people, she finds a connection. And here we are, most people out here, and they don't even know how to talk to the person in the grocery line. But she's messaging and they're finding a way to connect with each other beyond the boundaries of their freedom and their availability to each other. They're finding a way to connect. And it was just crazy that they was able to connect those dots. And somebody, as the tiger keeper, is the Cupid between the two. You know what I mean? So it was just a beautiful story. And to see that she's now engaged and getting married, she'd be probably married by now. And she's actually talking about having children, and she has no reserves about that. She's, she seems mentally healthy, totally rehabilitated, and she's ready to actually look into making a commitment with somebody with his profession. She didn't feel bad about it. He doesn't make her feel bad about her past or anything like this.
I know. I always tell myself, I don't know how I would ever feel in that position if, you're dating someone and it was like, well, this person used to be in prison, or this person is, did something really bad, but now they're changed, now they're reformed. It's like, how do you think about that? Do you think about like, well, in the back of my head, I'm thinking about, remember that time that you did something bad and you went to jail for it?
That's something bad.
Is that going to repeat itself, or is it more like, you know what, you're a changed person, you have a different perspective on life, more than likely, and do you just kind of forget about it? Do you rush about it?
When it comes down to, and this is the crazy thing, I did do some study and some work about, people, about criminals and things like the criminal mind. And I did take some courses in business management, and we had to come up with this topic. If you have a business and here you are, hiring somebody and you feel like, oh, they're a great, candidate, and you begin to do the converse of, background checks, and they happen to put up the finger and say, hey, I was in prison, for murder, I'm out now, as an employer, if you're the employer, how do you take it? Well, they was telling me in class that actually they'll hire someone and more likely to deal with someone on a murder charge versus a theft charge. And they said, because 9 times out of 10, the murder is not because of a mental situation, it was personal. It was a reaction, like they said, crime of passion, whatever. It was personal. The person's dead now, you know what I mean? And then, but they said when it comes down to theft, when you have a theft charge, it was like, that's personal to you. You wanted something. So can I trust you in my store? Can I trust you with any merchandise? You're caught for stealing. And you're like, well, I probably did 6 months or 3 months for stealing, but that person did years for murder. Whoever they did it to, they're not alive. And they said it's because it's not personal. So in that situation, when you're dealing with someone based on the crime, a lot of times when it is this, dealing with murder, it's personal to that person, and the issue now has been resolved. They've been, and it's nothing towards you personally. Now, if it's like serial killing, yeah, make sure you don't fit the type. But other than that, if there's nothing serial involved, I think people can actually be in a place where they can be given a second chance to society and to function in healthy relationships, because that stuff isn't so related to the person. Personally, it was a certain thing of passion. And I mean, if things can be discussed and brought out, I think then yes, I can be open to, somebody having a bad rap, because I'm like, okay, that's just who you are. That's who you was. And we can talk about who you are mentally now.
Wow, you probably have a stronger perspective than me. I feel like if it was me, I think that person would have to be not fresh out of prison. If I ever considered the thought, it would definitely be like, it's because you went to prison like 10 years ago or something.
I've watched those Love After Lockup or whatever, and you know what? Most of these people are better in a fresh situation because they're tired of the old system. They want something new. They're ready to be free, and they're ready to commit to something without a lot of restrictions because they're free now to a certain extent, because most of them are on probation. But they're ready to do more things. It's the ones that have been out for a while and they've gotten used to it, and it's like they have that decision after what 3 to 6 months. They're making that decision: either I go back to the life that probably got me in here, or I'm actually going to keep embracing the new. And that's usually the turn of events when it comes down to the mentality of people that are fresh out. When they're fresh out, they'll do anything not to go back. But after they've been out a while, sometimes people they wonder. They're trying to get into society. They're new. This is waking up in the morning without somebody waking you up. You're referred to as a person versus a number. You know what I mean? They're running off your number. No, now you're a person. Someone's calling your name. Your responsibilities outside of a guard telling you to do it. Most people adapt to the new system really quick, but it's like if you've been out for a while, you might have to kind of be like, okay, now that you've adapted to the real world, what is your perspective now? You know what I mean? Do you think, oh, I know how not to get caught this time, so I'm gonna do this? But someone fresh, they're always desperate for, it's just sort of like being in a relationship. You get out of a relationship, you don't want nothing to do with another one. You know what I mean? But after you've been out for a while, you miss the comfort of what it was like to be in a relationship, movie night, Netflix and chill, going out to dinner, going to the bar and somebody being with you, Valentine's Day and getting gifts for somebody on their birthday and stuff like that, special surprises and good morning texts and good night texts. You start kind of missing that. And you're like, maybe I can get back into a relationship. Yeah, 6 months ago, no, single forever, leave me alone. And you know what I'm saying? But after a while, you kind of miss it. You're like, man, I kind of miss that. And so time can definitely bloom into something beautiful.
I wonder if Gypsy felt that way because she actually didn't have a phone or a computer. She had to sneak those things.
Right.
After several years, then she finally got like her own little burner phone and like her own laptop, to sneak these texts. And that's essentially how she met her former boyfriend, right? That did the crime, So, and that's how that went. So I'm not sure that she was thinking that. In a recent interview, she actually said that she felt more free in prison than she did when she was with her mom, like locked up in the house.
Oh yeah, you're locked up in the house. And you know what? And the thing about it is I understood what she meant by that, because when, it's just like, if you had a really harsh parent, my parents are military, so you had somebody that was on those rules, you know what I mean? When you finally get your own place, man, when I got my first apartment, man, I was drinking milk right out of the carton just because. I went to the grocery store and just bought all these groceries. I was eating in the living room. It's my living room. I was paying rent there. That's my spot. You know what I'm saying? I grabbed a little jug of milk and I'm just chugging it straight from the nozzle. Just as I knew, in my mom's house, she wouldn't let me do that. I couldn't eat in the living room. I couldn't go take my food plate to the room. So I would personally just set up a little table, a little TV tray, and just set my little food there just because. It was really weird, but it was like me breaking the walls of the rules. Like, I get to do this now. And no one's there to punish me about it. I'm gonna set up my video game and eat and make a mess, and I'm cleaning it up on the weekend instead of today before I go to bed like I used to.
You're like, because I had rules and parameters.
And I think I get that because she gets to make her own decisions, even though yes, you're still guided by a guard, but it's not somebody doing it for self-gratification, for attention. Her mom was doing this to her so people can feel sorry for her. Had anything to do with her daughter. It had to be about somebody giving her mom attention. She wanted attention, so she made her daughter suffer to make sure she had attention. You know what I mean? And that was the dark side about it. And sometimes that happens in relationships. People are willing to cause a whole scene and act out just for gratification and attention. Not that they really wanted to do that to you personally. They knew it would get some type of attention. And I can't imagine how, her boyfriend, now husband must feel at the moment that somebody actually would put their freedom at risk just to send you a text message. You know what I mean? That's like just more than the average chosen. I'm putting myself at risk just to choose you, just for conversation. So the fact that that feeling of, man, she not only she choosing me, but she's putting herself at risk for just my conversation. You know what I mean? So it's everybody's feeling special because he's getting these text messages And he's like, man, she's putting herself on the line for me. And on top of that, for her, she's like, he's not even thinking about my past, that I'm probably some crazy girl. He's giving me a shot at a real relationship outside with no real restrictions or anything like that. No prejudice or nothing. I just want to know you for who you are. And I think most people are really searching for that, without any judgment. If it didn't care about, if you both closed our eyes and we're in a room, would you really care about who I was without, any other perks, about how much money I had or the connections I had, you know what I mean? Being a self-made anything or no businesses, we just blindfolded ourselves and had a conversation. Would I be worth it? You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what I was looking at. I was like, man, they have a better relationship and probably a stronger relationship than most people will have now.
Yeah, that's what Gypsy is saying. Gypsy really fell out of touch with reality for a really long time because she was sheltered for basically all her life. There's very, 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 very small amounts of footage and pictures of when, she was just like the normal child. And then it turned very quickly, where her mom was like falsifying all these documents saying like, oh, she's had leukemia. She's super sick. We have to shave her head. She can't do this. She can't do that. And, so when this came about, when she had her former boyfriend, she really thought this was the knight in shining armor moment.
Yeah.
And that's what she was talked about. Like, she really felt like in that moment, like, I just thought this was my Prince Charming coming to save me.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what she felt like. Like, when she was just secluded with her mom, she was out of touch with reality and the real world, how to actually communicate with people and, present ideas properly. And, so she would just like, everything's a fairy tale. Like, but, my mom's always getting me all these stuffed animals and we get to do all these Disney things and, princess that, princess this, I want to dress up as this and that. So in this moment that she was like, he is my knight in shining armor, she really thought that that would be the end of it. And then she would kind of go, right off on this magical unicorn and out into the fairyland. But that's what she thought. Like, that's what she was genuinely thinking.
Yeah.
And then obviously it came with the price of, the guilt and then exposing what had happened. And then, and I think it's very, very shocking and alarming that, like, a lot of these interviews that she's doing, they keep asking her, like, do you think it's fair that your former lover / boyfriend is the one doing life and you're already out and free? And of course, right now she's the talk of the town, and she probably will be for at least another while, before the buzz dies down for sure. So yeah, it's like, I'm sure she probably has no contact with that person anymore. But yeah, he's stuck doing life and she got to get out.
And that's something I think that really weighed heavy because I'm a hero at heart. So you have a girlfriend and she's going through turmoil. You're letting her realize that your mom, what she's doing is wrong. Now this girl doesn't know that what her mom is doing is wrong until he exposes it and says, this is not what the situation is. Your mom is not she's not this grand princess or queen that you're making her out to be. She's actually hurting you. You know what I mean? She's putting you through torture. But how do you say that to a person that only knew their mom as the hero? And so when she finally gets hip to it, the only thing she can think to get free is, well, the only way I'll be free is if this person isn't alive. Now, since it's a dark thing to think, but again, she's living in some weird false reality. And that's the only thing that comes to mind because he's, kind of placing it there thinking, hey, this is the only way. And yeah, it kind of, it kind of sucks, to say that, that's happened to her and that she's out and, he's doing life because, he loved her enough to put his life at risk for something like that. But, that's just kind of how things kind of turn out. And hopefully, something will turn up for him to where he can probably get out because I get, why he did, even though it was wrong. It definitely not a place to do that, to take vengeance into your own hands. He could have simply just called the cops and tried to, press the issue instead of taking matters into his own hands, convincing somebody else to do it.
Yeah, she actually said in an interview too that she wishes, looking back, that she would have just contacted her dad, even though they didn't have like a strong relationship at the time.
Yeah.
But he's the one who helped her, get the documents that she needed and stuff. And she looks back at it now like, I wish I would have just contacted my dad, for the dad to just come and, pick her up essentially. And then that would be it. And that would have been it,
Right.
And then her life probably would be very, very different right now. But obviously she's like, yeah, I did what I did, but now I'm out and she's ready to start this new life. So I'm happy that that's how she feels, and that she feels better, with everything that's happened. She's coming to terms slowly. Mm-hmm. But let's see, we had one comment here. Let's see what it says. It says, people who are sheltered will settle. They're settling.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she did, because she had no touch with reality. So, and this was essentially like her first boyfriend that she had. Like, she had no contact with any men or any guys.
Yeah.
Like, she barely had even any friends to begin with. And then she was always like moving from time to time too. So, she did have some friends that were very short term and things like that. So and when it came to men, forget it. Like, that was not going to happen at all.
No, Mom wasn't going to let that slide.
No.
You know what I mean? And you're right. What she's saying here about attention should be given at home. It definitely should be, and that only shadows and gives. Well, no, it actually gives light to just what her world looked like. The attention that she's getting at home is manipulated. She's getting attention, for her mom to shine. She's getting attention so that way her mom can, get the Mom of the Year award. You're this precious mother caring for your sick daughter, and you're just doing all you can, and you know what I mean. So I just can't imagine really the story that I guess I'm more curious about is what caused her mother to mentally do that to her own daughter. You know what I mean? What type of childhood did she have to make her think that was okay? Now I'm gonna have a daughter and do this to her, for attention, or at what point did she feel like I need more attention than the love of a little kid? You know what I mean? Because when, especially if you're a single parent, the kid, of course, adoptively loves you abundantly. You know what I mean? So how much more attention do you really need? That person's waking you up at night. They need all this type of, encouragement when they do something wrong, or when they do something bad, or when they try to do something. They're always asking for your help and your attention. So it's like, dude, how much more attention do you need? That you would make your daughter go through chemo just so somebody else could say you're a great person. I'm like, that's crazy.
I know. But moving on to a much, much lighter topic. It's enough of Gypsy Rose. We're going to talk a little bit.
Yes, we do read out the comments.
I was like, we do read your comments. We do. We see them, and we pick and choose what we want to show. Alrighty, going into some new year, new fashion. So the new year is a great time to purge your closet here. So we see here, Tony gave some really good tips on what you can pick for as far as like combos and styles. So here, Tony, tell us a little bit about these colors right here. What are you saying? What are we feeling?
All right. So listen. So, this is big advice for the fellas, and women, please chime in. We definitely need your opinions on this as well. You're going on a date, and a lot of guys get a little confused, and we start wearing football jerseys and basketball jerseys and hockey jerseys and stuff like that, or really graphic motorcycle t-shirts for our first date. But I felt like these combinations here, these colors, a lot of this you can find this in H&M. You can even probably find this at Walmart. These are real settled styles, real settled situations that you can put together, and they fit for just about anywhere you want to go. And so we have this olive green and white. As you can see, I put an example up there. You can switch it up. Olive green pants, olive green shirt, white pants with the white shirt. Doesn't matter. This stuff, like I said, easily you can find this in Target. Then you have, for my next one, you have a navy blue. And you can, base that. Again, you can still put the navy blue with the white if you want to. Again, I'm just giving options just in case, most guys do have a pair of black pants somewhere in the closet. So, most people guys don't buy the white one. So you can sub the white out for a tan if you want to. The khaki, all these go with khaki. Then you have the red here. That also goes with khaki as well. I'm just choosing white because I know Valentine's Day is coming up, and white leaves you with a lot of options. But again, the red top, most women say that they really love guys that wear red. So it really looks good for, these first date situations, or that second date. Maybe you didn't land it too well, and she was willing to talk, text you back and say, we'll go somewhere else. Hey, you definitely got a second chance to pull her attention with one of these. So, so ladies, y'all can go ahead and make y'all comments. Drop them in the comments below. We'll definitely read them out, and just let me know what you think. Which ones do you actually prefer the best on here, or do you just love them all?
There we go. We do have one more set of colors to show you guys. Okay. These are also very, very good for right now. Like these are perfect. Like this black and dark gray combo, I think it's perfect. And this maroon and dark gray is also great because I feel like during this time of year, that is the time of year you want to be wearing these colors.
Yes.
Like this is like these color combos are perfect. Like if I saw someone wearing that, I'd be like, wow, like you definitely know what's up. You know what your fashion is. Like you definitely put that on to be seen. It's like, especially that maroon and dark gray, I feel like those color combos, they work so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like as much men as I know, like they're both equal about fashion where it's like, I think fashion's so hard, and then other people are like, no, like I think fashion's easy. Like it's easy to keep all the colors and the styles.
Yeah.
And I feel like men's fashion, correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, but I feel like it doesn't change as much as women's. I feel like women's, there's like so many pieces and so many things out there that are always changing, whether it's like the denim jacket, the denim jeans, or the pink, fluffy sweater, or this, or the pea coat, or this, or that. Like I feel like with women, like it's like everything's always changing, and then I feel like this year there was a lot of like bringing back this and bringing back that and bringing back this. And I feel like with men's fashion, like the pictures that we were showing, I feel like if any guy I saw was wearing that exact outfit or something very similar, like I would think that they were very well kept up and that they keep up with any kind of fashion, even if they were like, oh, this is a maroon shirt from like 10 years ago, and these pants I just bought, and they work together, and it fits well. Because I mean, just looking at those pictures and like seeing those kinds of color combos, I feel like those are very well.
Yeah, and I totally agree with
this person also said maroon and the blue ones. Yeah, so the last ones you showed, those ones were really good. Yeah, those are really good combos. I feel like I'm also a sucker for like darker colors. The red and white though, I feel like that would be great for Valentine's coming up.
Nice snack.
I feel like
most people not gonna do it. Right. No, most people not gonna do it. They're probably gonna go all black, which is cool. It's timeless.
Actually, yeah. For women, I'm not too sure for men, but for women, that is coming back, which is just wearing the one color, like all black or like all one solid color is coming back. So I feel like a lot of men do it. So I wouldn't say like, oh, it's coming back for the men. But I feel like when men do it, if you present it well, it looks good. Like if you're wearing like a black top with black jeans and black loafers or something, like I feel like that can also look very, very sleek. Same thing if you had a different color, if it was all blue or all red. Then I feel like if it's all red, you're definitely trying to stand out. You're trying to be flashy now. If you're wearing all red, trying to be flashy.
That's why I say it's a second date situation because you go ahead, you be mellow, you're still trying to know the person. You don't know if you're gonna make another one. So if the first date goes good enough and you feel like you didn't actually do that good of a job, like pull out the red and just upgrade your conversation. It's real simple. You know what I mean? And I mean, like you said, mixing around with the combos right now, yes. The reason why the grays and the maroons and the thing that really works really well right now is because that's kind of what our sky looks like right now. You know what I mean? And you want the world to kind of fit what your fashion is. You want to kind of match in. So, this is why, again, people switch to, greens and bright colors during the spring because again, you're matching your background. You're matching the world around you. You look like you're connected. And that's kind of what the concept about, the fashion is. You're matching the concept of what's going on around you. If you feel you look like you're connected on what's happening right now. But when you've got some, Children's of the Corn t-shirt and some ripped jeans, it's like, oh, well, you haven't been outside in a while. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of it kind of makes that fit. Unless it's like a retro thing and we all talked about it and that's different. But if you're talking about first date, we haven't brought that up. We're looking to embrace the first conversation a little bit deeper than, hey, you're cool and we like the same food. Then yeah, I would wear something like that doesn't bring a lot of attention to you. It just makes you look decent and leaves a lot of open space for, without so much harsh judgment. Like I said, if I showed up right now with, a throwback Tupac shirt and, some khakis and some Adidas or something like that, you wouldn't have been too mad about it, but you've been like, I already feel like I know you and I'm not sure if I want to continue. But I show with a white shirt and a little bit of jewelry or whatever. You're like, okay, I'm curious. What do you do? why did you show up like this today? You know what I mean? So guys, listen to these tips, because this stuff definitely makes a difference when it comes down to conversation. You had to throw that curveball in there. And but it makes sense. I mean, it's the same thing, guys. We see the ladies show up, you know what I'm saying, with a Miley Cyrus t-shirt on, some ripped jeans, and she's got this lollipop, like, where we going? I'm like, well, check please.
You're like, it's already.
I don't
even started.
know. Or you throw off those wrong signals, and he starts thinking, well, actually, I was thinking we just go to this hotel over here. But it's like you want to make sure you're giving off the right signals, and that the communication is cool. So dressing in solid colors, like she's saying, it's coming back. It's really always been there. It's just we tuck it in the closet, and then we bring it back out. Because solid colors are going to be timeless. Just like I said, wearing all black is timeless. Ladies can't lose when you wear all black. Fellas can't lose when you wear all black. You know what I mean? And so you pull out some nice Chelsea boots. Dude, you can't lose. You know what I mean? It's too easy to do. And so
I know. I feel like if everyone invested in like a good basics collection, like your neutrals for the tops and the bottoms and your shoes, if you just have a good set of neutrals, like you'll always look, very good. Like what's in also is like the very it's called quiet luxury, quiet chic. So it's like you're presenting yourself well, but you're not also like trying to be like, here's my Chanel bag, here's my Louis Vuitton shoes, look at them when I walk, right? So that's like making a bold statement and probably giving a little bit more than someone wants to. Yeah. So versus like just the very minimalist, quiet luxury is coming back, where it's just like, you're making a statement, you're making it very, very quietly, yet you look great in these very, very simple, neutral, minimalistic outfits. No need to go like super, super crazy. Of course, we love like a pop of color here and there.
Oh yeah,
for sure. But it's like the more simple. I feel like simple speaks louder than
it does.
Than if you're like, let me just wear these bright neon colors and these over the top shoes and bag and glasses and belt, and then people are just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, unless you're going to something like Salsa, you know what I mean? If you're local, or you're going like downtown. San Antonio or something like that, and, you just want to blend into that background, great, because there's a lot of color out there, so something like that. But if you guys are in other cities, other areas, listen, like I said, keep it simple, you know what I mean, and that way you again get the opportunity to present yourself, because here's something that a lot of people forget: you are communicating in a lot of ways outside of verbal communication. You're communicating with your body language, you're communicating what you have on, how you sit, you sit slumped over, if you don't smile at all, serious stares, all that, you're communicating. You know what I mean? So
body language.
Body language is everything. So when you show up and you have loudness on, you know what I mean? A lot of loud things going on, just strange colors going on. You're communicating before you said hello. This is who you were texting. You know what I mean? You communicated. So you want to make sure your communicating was pure, and you give yourself an opportunity to present the best version of you by wearing solid colors. Quiet luxury gives you nice opportunities for decent and quality conversation.
Basically. Alrighty, so this is the perfect time to announce, okay, we have a little surprise here. So we're going to Venmo $20 to the person who drops the best Valentine's Day spot or idea in San Antonio in the comments, okay? So $20 Venmo to the person who drops the best Valentine's Day spot or idea in San Antonio in the comments, okay? We're actively looking and reading at your comments. So we want you to drop something that you think is like very fun or interesting, or something that you've done or your experience. And we want to see it. We want to read it. And we're going to pick from the best one. And we will have $20 Venmo to that person who drops that comment. Okay. So I'm going to leave this up just for a little longer. Remember, tell us your best Valentine's Day spot or idea in San Antonio if you're local. And tell us in the comments. Totally want to see what you have to say, okay? So keep that in mind. We'll pick shortly. Keep those comments rolling, and we will pick before the end of the podcast. So we're going to go into now, we're talking about men's fashion. Now we are going to women's fashion.
I got it.
So from here, for women's fashion trends for 2024, we are sticking with the A-line dress. Okay, so this is a very, minimalistic dress that really highlights the waistline. Okay, so it snatches you at the waist,
Woo!
and then it poofs out towards the bottom, and it's usually tailored. Okay, so it's not a very long dress, and it just gives you that very sophisticated and lengthy look. And what's also coming back is the halter neck styles. Okay, so the ones that come up all the way to your neck, kind of wrap around. It might have an open back on the back side of your dress.
My goodness.
That's also coming back. Okay, so if you have those in your closet, this is definitely a time to bring them out. And also some other things that are coming in. So these are the differences. So what's in and what's out, is the oversized denim is coming back. Okay, so we don't always want to be fitted. We want to be more loose, more relaxing. Because if you notice, all these, Gen Zers and younger are going for the more relaxed look.
Yes.
Most of the times now, yes, you still see those people going out dressing up, but most of the time, what's in is looking comfortable and being relaxed. If you've ever stepped foot on a university right now, which I have recently,
yes.
all of them, they're just comfortable. And
no
they
pressure.
have the baggy shirt or the baggy jacket, and they have the because right now flare is in, not skinny jean. So they have the flare leggings and regular tennies, and they just look comfortable while also looking very, very easily stylish. And they're probably not even thinking about that. They're just this is comfortable. I'm just going to class. What do I have to look super good for? And what's also coming back is we want to bring back those chunky boots. Okay, so I know that they used to be in, and now they're coming back. Okay, so basically this also helps. It gives you basically more meat around your legs too. That basically bolder body around. And also what's in, same thing. I love the puffer jackets that are happening right now.
Oh yeah.
And right now what's in is basically kind of taking away the fur that came on the top and instead making it a cropped one.
Yeah.
And making it just single color the way it is in the picture.
Because them things always get dirty, man. This is kind of weird to watch.
And those are just perfect for basically right now that it's really cold. And we got one more thing to show you here. So that way here. So this is what the bold statements we're talking about, right? So it's good to invest in what you have. These very, very neutrals, very basic.
Okay.
So basically what's coming back is basically, if you have a color to show, guess what? It's pink. And you know why it's pink? Because of Barbie, that movie that came out that made over $1 billion.
I was it's giving some Barbie vibes right now.
And that is still in. We still have that positive vibe going, that Barbie loves life kind of vibe and culture. And also what's in, if you guys weren't already on the trend, is basically blazers. So you can wear blazers with almost anything. So here you can wear them with shorts, you can wear them with a skirt, or you can wear them basically back with your regular tailored leggings or jeans. So basically this is what's in.
All right.
And this is probably more on the flashy side, because of course, remember what we were talking about, it's really just good to invest in a set of neutrals. And I totally agree with you. This comment made me laugh. So this one was outside of work, I'm flashy and dressed in gray tar. Sorry, I'm definitely not dull. And it's yeah, of course. That's
outside of work.
Funny.
I mean, you know what I mean? Unless you got somebody who's trying to impress at work, that's a little different. You know what I mean? You gotta show something. But you know what? I forgot to say this on the prep before we did this. I can say that one thing that I found really, really cool, super attractive, I see ladies wearing them, is these jogger sets. I thought the jogger sets are super dope. I went to Texas Roadhouse and I was just in there, chilling or whatever, and I seen some ladies wearing jogger sets, and I was like, yo, this is dope. And I mean, jogger set, obviously, top match to bottom, obviously. And she just had a regular white shoes. I think another friend had on a whole nother color jogger set. I think she had on some, again, pink shoes. And I was like, this is dope. Look real relaxed. I don't feel pressured. I think the red dress kind of made me feel pressure.
This
oh
one's
man.
also funny. This is so true. I see a lot of TikToks that are the millionaire and billionaire wives. And yeah, that's kind of what they are. You see, like I wouldn't say that the men are dressing down, but they're definitely not living as lavishly as it seems like the wife is. Like the wife is definitely like yes, I know we're rich. My husband's rich. I have that money, you know. So it's
check my necklace. Check these. These are Peruvian special diamond cut diamonds.
Alrighty.
Come on, man.
Thank you, Andrew, for dropping a comment so far
Where we
for
going?
our question. Okay. I was like, he recommended this place called Hopscotch. Have you been there?
No, I ain't been there.
I've definitely heard about it. I've definitely seen it for sure. But I don't think I've been there myself. But it seems super fun. It seems like it's a very interactive place, and I think it has food and drink for sure.
Yeah.
But that is super fun. Oh, look, someone commented on what you said too, right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they are. I'm definitely wearing jogger sets all the time.
Coach, right? So,
I'm wearing that all the time. I know it's like as much as I always want to be, you know, dressing up fancy, just like those pictures I showed you. I'm usually not, but it's usually because I'm always in a fitness setting. I'm always doing group fitness instruction. So basically, like my outfit all the time is those jogger sets. It's always dressing very comfortable. I'm in those regular flare leggings and a crop top with the jacket, you know, just like very, very, very simple. And I was like, but it works. And I feel like it looks like a very clean, neat outfit with my crop top, my flare leggings, my white tennis shoes, and if I have a jean jacket on or something, it looks very simple, very clean. And it also, I feel like, gives other people, like, it also kind of makes me feel like a little bit younger too, like staying with the trends makes me feel a little bit younger because I'm blending in with that crowd.
I think the older crowd feels like they're not about to do no exercise. And one thing I used to say, man, I used to see a lot of ladies wear those black leggings. I swear those things went year round. Ladies used to wear those black leggings in the summertime with a white top or just, you know, whatever, just some random shirt. And then and then you see it again in fall, the black leggings again with just some penny loafer white shoes and some regular top. Then it gets cold and you're like, oh, she's not gonna wear those black tights again. Nah, sure enough, you know what? It's black tights and a sweater now.
Yes, but now it's with a flare is what makes the difference. If you're wearing with a flare, if you have flare, that tells everyone
or the jumpsuit.
That you are in the know of what's going on with the fashion trends that are happening right now. Jumpsuits, yes, you know that's exactly how I feel. I wear those to work out, and I also wear those a lot. Let's see.
Don't feel pressure, ladies. We're watching. Okay, we're watching. We see that.
Oh, we got another date idea here. Let's see. Okay, San Antonio has really nice parks to stroll through.
Okay.
If you're on a date with a history buff, okay, maybe visit one of the missions. Okay.
I'll take that as a suggestion. Yeah. I mean, I know maybe if you haven't checked on some of our previous videos, we actually went outside and started asking some people. We did a little podcast out there just trying to ask random people at the Pearl to see, you know, what do they feel about dates and how do they, and then we went to La Cantera too, and we went out there, did the podcast out there, did a video out there, so we checked that out, it was great, and we started asking people how they felt about dates, and it was based around, you know, money and everything like that, and how they felt and the quality of a date. And be to surprise, a lot of people was like, yo, a stroll through a park is nice. Having to have reservations at some 5-star restaurant, the pressure of people looking at you and trying to see if you really fit into the, you know, the atmosphere, what's going on. But being able to have a non-pressure, just, you know, picnic somewhere or stroll through the park, a lot of people actually, I think, 8 out of the 10 that we would talk to were talking about, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, they were like opting for something a little bit more chill, maybe something that's not so expensive. Yeah. They were talking about like a picnic setup would be nice. I feel like that's definitely like a, what is it called? Like a hopeless romantic setting.
Yeah, because they wanted to see it. I think it was some that was coming response from most of the ladies. That was like, they want to see the man put in effort to the date. Because listen, if I just go ahead and put $200 up for the date, I don't have to work at that. I just had to pay. You know what I mean? But if I actually had to go buy the cheese and the fruit, and the you know, the little bottle of wine and pick a spot and clean my car.
Now that's a lot of work.
You know
that is a lot of effort. So
that's a lot of effort.
if any man ever does that for you, if he's like, you know what, our first date is going to be a picnic, and I'm gonna get this up, and I'm gonna set it up, and all he says is just show up here at this time.
Just show up.
Oh my gosh! I hope that you show up.
Show up with your joggers.
Looking good, ready to meet this man who's about to impress you with their setup. I hope it's an impressive setup.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He goes in there and just, you know, gets a basket somewhere, go to our local HEB or something like that, and just start putting stuff together. Man, that, like I said, it takes work. You know what I mean? There's so many options, and you have to mentally put yourself into each of these. Like, I hope she likes this. I hope she likes these crackers instead of those. And man, somebody put that much, and I didn't think about it. I was like, okay, cool. But when I tried to do it and put that much effort, I didn't know it was that many cheeses, that many crackers, that many options for the proteins. I was like, oh, this is work. Hey, man, we're just going to go to lunch. Just tell me which restaurant we'll go.
I know. I used to think that those were such like hard things to put together, but they're actually not that difficult.
They're not that difficult. There are people that can help you. We do have nice people
and
here.
sometimes even at HEB, they already have some made. Like you can just buy them, and even if it's like just like a small one, I think they even have some that are Texas shaped. I think it's kind of cute.
Yes.
And what's also cute is the ones that are pre-made. You can also keep the little board that comes with it because you're buying the whole thing. So now you have a free little tiny board where you can either gift to someone or you can just keep it for yourself.
Yes.
Make your own charcuterie board afterwards. But yeah, I've seen that there's a lot of pre-made ones out there. And so if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to put this together, there's plenty of pre-made ones out there to buy.
Yes.
And different sizes too, with different stuff in it too. Like maybe one has grapes, maybe the other one has like those fancy cheeses that you're asking for. Maybe this one has a certain cracker that you want instead.
I haven't even seen one of those nice fancy little croissants in it. And so in Money Green, I saw that you said that you didn't stay in Texas, but you know what I'm saying, I hope you consider moving, because that store that we was talking about called HEB, it's probably one of the best. Once you get in there, it's not like Kroger's or any other place that you think about. It's not Piggly Wiggly.
It's not Walmart. It's not Publix.
It's not Publix.
Anything like that.
Nah, if you come on down here,
it's unmatchable. Is what it is. It's unmatched.
Unmatched. You got to come to there. It's called HEB. Here, everything better. So just come through. Nobody actually says that. So if you get here, don't say it. Okay, we literally only say HEB.
That is so true. We just wanted to quickly remind you guys. So we're still looking through your comments. You know, if you drop any more dating questions, so we can pick who we want to send that to. So also, we do have different donation tiers. Okay, if you donate $10, you can get expert advice from the CEO himself.
Yes.
And then when you go down in tiers 25 and $50, you get basically everything from above too. So $25 gets you half off our next event plus the first item, and then $50 gets you a personal thank you video from me and maybe Tony if he's there too, and everything above. Okay, so we do have our Venmo up there to look at.
Yeah.
So we just have one more thing that we want to quickly talk to you guys about. It's been fun getting to be here again with you, Tony. So one thing Tony really wanted to touch on was pressure with relationships concerning Valentine's Day and how to find confidence in dating if you're not in that pool right now, right? If you're just single and nothing's happening. You know, if you're already single, should you stay single, or should you consider jumping into the dating pool? Is this something that you rush into because you're like, oh my gosh, Valentine's Day is coming up. I have to be with someone. I have to go out to dinner. I have to experience, you know, however you experience V-Day. You know, so how do you think this affects people right now? Because I feel like there's a lot of people that they don't care. They're just like, it's just another holiday. Like, who cares? Like, it's like, and it's also the number one selling money-wise for candy, for chocolate. Just in case you didn't know. If you think Halloween sells a lot, actually Valentine's is the most by far. It wins for the most chocolates and things sold. Like, it is an insane market for Valentine's Day. But anyways, because I feel like right now, like my birthday is coming up, so it's not what I'm thinking about. Like I guess I'm just more of like, what am I gonna do for my birthday and what am I gonna do for myself? Right. And I'm not really thinking about like, oh, someone has to be there for me and someone has to take me out to a dinner that's literally just like a week after my birthday. It's like, or I can take myself out to that dinner. So I don't know. So what do you think people are thinking if they're single? Do you think, like, from a male perspective, do you think they rush into it, or you think they're just they feel pressure, or they're just like, you know what, I'm single, I'm just gonna stay single, and if I just happen to meet someone around Valentine's Day, then it happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me switch gears here.
Oh no, we got the shades coming on.
Now, when it comes down to confidence, it starts at home. You got to know who you are, okay? You got to know who you are, all right? So once you have that confidence at home, knowing who you are, fine, and be cool with that, right? And then that's when you can go outside and appreciate when somebody appreciates what you started to appreciate. Okay, so once you start realizing who you are and how you are and everything, so if you feel that confidence and you find it at home. Once you find it at home, you watch a couple shows, I don't know, Sex in the City or some weird reality show, and you find your confidence about who you are, and then you go out there. And the reason why I say things like reality TV show, which personally I don't care, but you know what I mean? The thing that you pull from it is these people are authentically themselves. All right, whether it's a toxic personality, they are confident in that. If anybody's seen Jersey Shore, these people are confident in who they are, right? So, and then you look in the mirror and say, I can be confident like that. I can put some mousse in my hair or something like that, okay? And be all confident. Put on, my jogger set and be confident, right? Go out there and don't feel no pressure, right? So find your confidence at home by appreciating who you are. Then when you decide that, hey, and that's for people that want to go outside for Valentine's Day alone. Okay. And there's no wrong being single. Okay, it's different between being single and being alone and then being lonely. You're not lonely. You just chose a better audience of one. Nothing wrong with that. But if you choose to have others, okay, still find your confidence because it's necessary on a date. Because if you don't like you, I don't know why I would like you. Okay, let's pick it up. All right. So learn to like you. And then when you go out there, don't feel the pressure. You're just enjoying what everybody else is enjoying. The love is in the air. The chocolate is in the air. Okay. Go buy you some chocolate. Go buy the other person some chocolate and get free into it. You don't have to start thinking about waiting in a long line at Red Lobster or some fancy restaurant. You know what I mean? Or Papados. You know what I mean? You want to get into the whole thought of it's love in the air, and I'm celebrating the idea of love, the idea that someone likes me. You know what I mean? And hopefully as much as you like you, but hopefully you like yourself just a little bit more, So and that way,
it starts with you and ends with you and your confidence.
Okay, so when your confidence is there, all the pressure will leave. And you don't have to worry about that stuff, okay? And then you can, and guys, you go out there and you go on alone, you get to that bar, you order you something nice to drink, and you get to that waitress if it's a lady, you get that people's eyebrow up, okay? You're the person.
Same goes for women. He's talking about confidence in males, but the same goes for women.
Oh, I was definitely being gender, but both with that, yes.
Same goes for women. You also want to present yourself as being confident as well. Like, you want to make a statement like, yes, I chose to be here and I'm ready to showcase my personality and who I am and see what you're about. Because that obviously will radiate. Like, if I'm confident and Tony's confident, that's going to radiate in the room. But if one is not confident, then it's definitely going to turn into a very much one-sided thing where it's going to turn into like someone else is just going to do all the talking or boast about themselves, and the other person is just going to take the passenger seat, and it's going to be very awkward, and you're going to be like, so I need to go to the bathroom. Thanks. And that's going to be super, super awkward.
Yep.
And,
and
we don't want that for you. We want you to get out and have fun and explore.
Yes.
And also, if you do go out on Valentine's, I highly suggest that you make your reservations now, or you celebrate Valentine's Day on not Valentine's Day. So do it before or do it after. Because obviously the day of is going to be crazy, and you may not even get the best service sometimes because probably also the servers are very stressed out because it's so full and
everybody's
so busy.
Gonna be in there in red and black and white.
Yeah, and everyone's probably gonna be the same colors too.
Right, everybody's gonna be. You gonna see me up in there. You were like, Tony, is that you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Waiting outside. So it's like she was saying, just don't feel that pressure of, and that's what I hated about the whole thing of Christmas, it's not about what it used to be. It's about, gifts and presents and gifts and presents. Like, what about the opportunity that I have a chance to receive or give? And this is another chance you get to receive or give in a season of love, in the atmosphere of love. And you might be able to shoot your shot to that special somebody on that day of love. And they just meet up at one of these parks that's suggested here in the comments, or you can go to Hopscotch if they're not packed and just have a chillax time. Don't put the pressure on of having to, ladies trying to rush and trying to find the best heels.
Could celebrate a little bit earlier with a picnic.
Get that picnic in early because it might be cold that day. Normally it is. So just, you know what I mean? I normally I used to do that. I used to go like maybe a day before or the day after, you know what I mean? And just kind of hit it. And it nice. All the restaurants I was trying to get to, super dead the next day. I was like, yes. You know what I mean? So, again, so we don't feel that pressure and just communicate that, please. Again, we're talking about healthy relationships here, the healthy side of dating here on this channel. So listen, communicate to your person if you're thinking of doing it. Don't show up with no surprises. People waiting to see you on Valentine's Day and you doing some random idea. Hey, you know what? Happy Valentine's Day, but I'm not showing up today. Let's do it tomorrow. Don't do that, okay? Prepare and communicate properly and see if the other person is okay with that idea. Based on those reasons, all right? And that way, again, the pressure is off. You're planning. So people, guys, if you're watching this, start planning. Ladies, start looking through your outfits. Like I said, jogger sets are fit. Okay, it don't matter. I will wear a suit and still see you in a jogger set. Okay, do that. It works. Trust me. And don't feel the pressure. Show up with your tennis shoes on. Okay, you know what I mean? And so do what you do. And like I said, from a guy perspective, it has not really mattered that much. As long as you didn't look like I found you, under a bridge, we'd still talk to you. It's still okay. You could still get a drink out of somebody if you just look somewhat presentable. Solid colors, no children of the corn or nothing like that, or some random Tupac shirt. You know what I mean?
And if you're confident, because even if you feel like you're not dressed the best, but you know how to present yourself, you're confident, and you can have and carry a conversation, that makes the difference.
That's the main point. And that's what I want to push. Because some people have that more than, those other graphic t-shirts. But if you're thinking it's plain, there's nothing on it. No. You have an opportunity to present yourself without somebody reading you. But if that's what you're confident in, you show up with your Billish Irish freaking shirt on, okay, and your neon green hair, and you rock it. You do that.
You guys, we want to thank you so much for tuning in today. We had so much fun talking to you. We had fun getting into fashion, quickly talking about Gypsy Rose. Just want you to remember, if you want to keep our channel supported, we appreciate you guys watching. Our Venmo tag is in this little QR code at the top. And yes, please like our podcast, give us a thumbs up. We do appreciate when you guys are watching us live here, getting to interact with you, seeing what you're saying in real time, real people, real responses. We enjoy the genuine activity as much as possible. Also, we send a message. Andrew, if you could please send us a DM on our Instagram at the Dating Dog, okay? We want to be able to send you that Venmo for dropping the tag of hopscotch. We feel like that would be a really fun date idea, especially a good place to check out if you've never done that before.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining us today. My name is Nadia. This is Tony. You guys have a great rest of your night, and we will see you next time.